It is May 21st, 2016, and I'm here in the afternoon at the house that apparently Kelly Cochran lived in. Apparently Christopher Regan may have owned or lived in. I don't know for sure, but from this viewpoint, or from the second floor, in the event foul play occurred with Todd Trudeau, and I turn around here, I don't have a clear view of the Caspian pit. However, from that window up there, you might have a view of some type of foul play if someone was tossing that second body that Rochelle Pollock and Vicky Vargovich had testified, according to the Iron County reporter. She used to work there, and through her contacts said that there was a second body in the said pit. So from this vantage point, I can't see any view of that pit. However, it's very close to the pit, so right behind this white house there is the Caspian pit behind those trees right over there. So I'll take a walk and see if there's any burning barrel marks in the back, or there might have burned garbage or this type of thing. They got boards on the back door. Where would the burn barrel have been? Okay, I don't see any place where the burn barrel would have been, but the story is they found a burn barrel. Oh, here's probably where the burn barrel was on these 3 blocks, or several blocks right here is where the burn barrel might have been, right on these blocks. Unless they were back here in the alley, but there was a burn barrel according to the ladies, and probably in evidence with the Caspian file. Well, here's a fire pit, so maybe it was here. Maybe it was right there in the fire pit. We're in the alley right now, but there's a fire pit. So that burn barrel was here somewhere, but now it's in evidence with the FBI and the police department. So at any rate, I'm gonna give a little theory and have my cameraman here help me out. In February, I don't know if it was this February or the previous February, there was a story by the Channel 6 News, Sophie Erber, the anchor girl, who is one of the main anchors at TV6 News, had said that there was a call from Missouri, and that Officer Heslop, he's the one who testified in that article, that a call came from Missouri stating that a gentleman named Todd Trudeau was in Missouri, and that this caller had spoke to Todd Trudeau because he looked on the TV6 website, and on the TV6 website he was alerted to this missing man named Todd Trudeau. So like a needle in a haystack, all of a sudden Todd Trudeau asks him for a carpool ride down to Florida, according to this particular story. And that's where that particular story ended. But the Marquette police never disclosed the phone number, the time and date, and the person's name. And they never disclosed their caller ID information, the name and the phone number and the time of the party that called. For some reason, this information has been withheld. Now we find out that the captain who I gave the file, wherein the 25th Circuit Court has me listed as deceased so they could escheat my land to the state and then sell it at the auction, when I gave this file to Captain Wassey of the Marquette Police Department, Captain Wassey refused to investigate or arrest the parties or charge them with the white-collar crime that was committed against me. Then there was an FBI agent named Leslie Hahn, who I had given the same information to the first time I went to the FBI office, and she emailed me and said there was no jurisdiction in the matter. I spoke to an attorney, said as soon as that document, that white-collar criminal document was created by Michigan Title Check LLC and Michigan Corporation, the gentleman's name was Martin Spalding, and he's the one who was selling these bootleg deeds at auction. As soon as that document was created, that was a crime, and that was to be prosecuted, but the FBI said we don't have any jurisdiction, probably because they're operating under foreign law now, and this new FBI is different than the old FBI, and they're practicing foreign law against us, kind of colonizing us as British subjects, and violating all our constitutional rights, Michigan Constitution and the Constitution of the United States of America. Okay, so then, just recently I found out, I spoke to Captain Wassey's mother at Walmart in Marquette, Michigan, and she said that, I asked her, well, where's Mike? And she said, well, he moved to Missouri. Oh, okay, well then after they found the remains of these bodies in the Caspian pit, all of a sudden, Captain Wassey decides to retire and move to Missouri. It's just a coincidence, I understand. I'm not accusing Captain Wassey of foul play or anything, but I think that he needs to be questioned, and the phone records need to be subpoenaed to see if his phone was the phone that called Officer Heslip of the Marquette Police Department. Further, Chief Angeli from the Marquette Police Department, all of a sudden after the day that they came here and the feds were contacted when they found the body remains in the Caspian pit of what they're charging this female Kelly Cochran, what they're charging her with, on that day he received a $250,000 2-year deal with the city of Marquette. A $250,000 deal the exact same day as the FBI was called in here with their crime labs and their helicopters and blocked off the pit so there was no access to the pit. It's alleged that there was a second body in there that we think was Todd Trudeau, who went missing on the same day Christopher Regan went missing. And we think that somehow Christopher Regan witnessed this event, either them driving down the street or him being up in the window looking down at the pit when there was no leaves on the trees, because there was no leaves usually in October 14th. And on the newspaper articles from the Iron Mountain Daily News, there's little if any leaves on the trees, so it may be in view, but for some reason maybe he was in the wrong place at the wrong time and then became a victim himself of foul play from the police department, because we don't believe that this girl Kelly Cochran, who I found out by going to Ace Hardware and probing and doing some investigative work there at the Ace Hardware store, that she worked at the Ace Hardware store. And now they're claiming that this girl who worked at the Ace Hardware store is some type of a serial killer on the front page of the Mining Journal News, slandering and libeling her and trying this case in the newspaper, and not bringing out any other facts of the fact that I was stalked and threatened by the FBI on that particular day, and then stalked by the sheriff of Marquette County in Kim Mercado's car going down Washington Street on our way to lunch, after disclosing to the FBI and asking them to help me investigate the local sheriff department and the court files of Michigan Title Check LLC's fraudulent claim that I'm deceased. So with that said, this will be posted and you can investigate this further. But the attorney for Kelly Cochran needs to subpoena the helicopter pilots, the drivers for the semi-trucks, all the FBI agents, all the police officers, all the sheriff department, every officer that was involved in this case and what came out of that pit. Every single one of them needs to be subpoenaed to this court trial and her jury trial for the upcoming, which she apparently is going to become arraigned here shortly. But they need to bring in the evidence, and the parties that have missing loved ones have to come in and identify the remains to make sure that that was Christopher Regan and or the missing Todd Trudeau, who both went missing on October 14, 2014, and found exactly 1 year later according to the newspapers. Thank you.